Hi, I'm miltonchang of Bonsaiheirloom. I'm standing in front of my favorite magnolia tree. It's a Yulon magnolia tree. And the beautiful thing about it is really a beautiful white with a little tinge of pink in the bottom. Chinese have a custom about not having pure white flowers. That's associated with a funeral, and therefore it's not luck. You can see how full it is. Later on, we'll show you the top. But the disadvantage of this tree is that the flower comes out, blooms all at once, lasts maybe 3 weeks or so, and then it's finished. That's why I want to take this opportunity to do the Q&A here. So the first set of questions are all related to my California juniper. So let me clarify. I went out to dig with Harry Hirao about 50 years ago now, in the mid-70s. And he has he knew a guy that owns like several hundred acres, maybe several thousand acres, that was going to make into a recreational mobile park, a mobile home park, in the sense that people can drive their mobile home and park there for the weekend in Mojave Desert. And the guy let him go in there. It's a private property, and allow him to dig trees. And apparently I went with him, and there are a lot of good material. And so not all the collected trees are stolen from the public places. So let me be very clear. There's a private property that's you can get any tree you want out with permission. And then there's the national forest, which allow people to go in and collect material. You just got to get a permit. You can go in to collect timber. You can go in there to dig oil, or for that matter, minerals. And so, but you got to get permit. So that's a national forest. But national park, including National Arboretum, you're not allowed to take anything out of it, because that's supposed to be for public to enjoy. So you have to distinguish where the trees come from, although that's not always easy to do, because some people who are digging may not be responsible or take the trouble to apply for the permit. So today I have no idea what's going on in terms of the people who are digging. There are quite a few people that are digging a lot of these trees out. I don't know where they got them from, but you know, that's, as far as I know, at least the trees that I bought. The 500-year-old juniper, I bought it at the auction, at the Mammoth auction, which is coming up this weekend. I forgot how much you pay. It's like a couple $1,000 or $3,000. But the fantastic 1,000-year-old Cascade one, I actually bought it from a private collector that went out to dig with Harry about 30 years ago, he said. So that one for sure, it's legit. Okay, the next set of question is that what's so bad about juvenile juniper needles? Not so bad, but they tend to be pointed rather than the scaly type. And a lot of it, by definition, by the name, juvenile means when you cut back extensively, what comes out, these pointed needles. Maybe there's some truth to that. But what I found is that I can cut it very severely, and it can come out either juvenile or the scaly kind. In fact, I think the reason for the juvenile is, in fact, because maybe too much nitrogen or growing too fast, rather than it's due to you cut back too severely. I don't know. If you have any experience specifically based on this comment, please give me a feedback so I can share with the rest of the community. I think I thought your pots are too big to grow tree trunks quickly. You know, that question came up many times because people are interested in thicker trunks. So let me just say this. If you bought an elm little sapling, elm tree, Chinese elm tree this way, this tall, this thick, or maybe this thick, you put it in let's say a 5-gallon can and set it somewhat into the ground so the roots will come out. I would say in 5 years, the trunk can be this big. But if you let it grow, it get thicker and not much of a taper, that's not so good. So what you do is you cut it low, and then the side shoots will come out, and you can choose another apex, and then it will be not quite as big as that. It will be maybe this big, but then you got the branching and so forth. So I think if you plant either the tree in the ground and cut it from time to time, let's say once a year, and the tree can be quite thick in 5-year time frame. And then if you still leave it in the ground or a big growing pot, it can branch out fairly quickly to make into a nice bonsai. 5 to 10 years, you can do it. And then there's a question about, can I make bonsai out of flowering trees or shrub? Absolutely. For example, flowering quince is a really nice little bonsai, full of branches and full of flowers. My favorite is mume. That's a prunus mume, which is flowering apricot, flowering plums that you can buy. You can see on street trees. For that matter, some people turn magnolia, but I think that's really hard because the leaves are big. Yeah, so you can definitely use flowering trees to make into bonsai. In fact, mume is considered one of the most desirable bonsai of all the trees. The question is that, what about the height of a tree from the time I start to what it ultimately would be? It can be anything. You can have a little tree, cut the size and let it grow tall and then make it a big bonsai. Or you can keep it there, keep it into a small bonsai. So yeah, you just gotta decide what you want to do and keep clipping to get it there. Oh, the other one is interesting. I said if you look at the ring of the California juniper, it's really no more than 0.2 of a millimeter. And therefore, from that then, I said roughly 100 years per inch. But that does not imply that every tree is the same. It depends a lot on the rate of growth. Just in the desert, the Mojave Desert environment, so severe, so little water that the tree grows very slowly. So no, you cannot generalize to say every tree 1 inch is 100 years. Heavens, it's not. There's really a lot of questions about growing the tree trunks quickly. And I'll repeat it one more time. You can plant in the ground, that's very quick. You can plant in a big size pot, that's very quick. You can put in a bonsai pot, it'll never get thickened. But the easiest way for most of us is to put it in a reasonable sized can, nursery pot, and sink it that much into the ground so the roots will come out and start to go down to really have the best of all worlds. It can grow fast, and you don't have a much difficulty in digging it and in a moderate-sized pot to start with, and you will have fibrous roots inside the pot. I'm 60 years old, and I like to do, I think I can have 20 more years ahead of me, but I like to have a bonsai 5 to 10 years. Well, you have two choices. One is to do a smaller bonsai, and it will really look nice in 5 to 10 years. Or you can start with an old tree that's already got some trunk size and work on it. You will have a nice tree also 5 to 10 years, but much bigger. Okay, other questions including root pruning screen. Well, the whole idea is that if you have a screen lining the inside of the pot, then when the roots grow through the hole of the screen, it's girdled. That means as it expands, it couldn't, so it gets cut. And that's the whole concept of the root cutting. So what I found useful is the fiberglass mosquito net for the window, window panel. That worked well. And there's a thicker variety. It's the same design, but a little bit more, I think probably more nylon. And that is very, very durable. It's more for coating in pets, like your little dog and cats or something. And that works also very well, but it's a little bit more expensive. So with that in mind, then, I hope you found my Q&A informative. We'll post it again next Wednesday. And please visit our website. Give us your email address if you like, so that we can notify you of any special offer and so forth. We intend to ship in the third quarter. So soon after the middle of the year, we'll start to have a material release for you to look into. So please send us your email addresses to our website. Thank you very much. I see you next week.